Happy Monday, guys. Welcome to the Sprint. I hope you guys are having a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening so far because, again, this is the time that we're taking a break from all that messy stuff that a lot of people like to take a break from because, again, we're tired of our blood pressure being raised up. You're tired of being stressed out. You're tired of having a fight with grandma and mama about all type of political stuff. Yeah, no, this is not the place for that. So if you want that, click somewhere else. But if you want to just sit down, have a conversation about some of the good that's happening in our community or some of those viral videos that'll make you be like, what is going on? This is the place for you because the Sprint is all about smiles. It's all about feel good. And it's all about, again, taking that healthy break together. I'm rocking the glasses today because my eyes are like super irritated this morning. I don't know what was up. So if you guys can bear with the reflection of this little light thing right here, don't cuss me out. I can't help it right now. It's just going to have to stick with it for right now today. I hope everybody had a blessed weekend. I know this weekend was very, very gloomy. But even during that gloom, a lot of people had a great time with different events. For example, I know they had graduation on Saturday. I know a lot of people that graduated. Congratulations to you, despite the downpour of rain that you dealt with over at Radford. But also, Taco Rita's was very successful yesterday. I thoroughly enjoyed it because I went last year. And you guys could probably agree with me. You might disagree. I don't know. But last year, it was in, Elmwood Park. And, you got the big, huge stretch where you just got to walk and stay in line and stuff like that. I would say that I found this year's experience more enjoyable because it was at the Berglund Center, right there on the parking lot. Everything was so close that you can just easily just walk to and from. You could see it. You had access to the stage at all locations of the parking lot. And the food was good. Like, literally, some authentic tacos that I had. I had the al pastor, and then the margaritas were great, on point. I mean, it was just a really solid event. So everybody who came out and enjoyed yesterday, I was one of you, and we all had a good time enjoying Cinco de Mayo. All right, let's get right into it, guys, because, again, we're all about showing you guys those awareness stories, the stories that'll make you smile and laugh, but also those stories that'll make you say, look away. For example, this right here, just picture yourself driving along, and then you see this. This bad boy peeping out in front of your windshield. Yeah, we got this unsettling car ride and how one couple dealt with it. We're going to talk about that later on in the Sprint. But again, this is one of those stories that got a lot of people like, oh, my Lord. You afraid of snakes, man? This ain't the story for you, but we're going to talk about it anyways. All right, first and foremost, we got to get into this because we know the temperatures are getting higher and higher, and we want to make sure that we protect our precious cargo, whether it be a child in the back seat. You need to make sure that you're always aware if you're carrying a little bit of human with you to make sure you take that person out to prevent any car deaths. But even also our dogs, we got to protect our babies as well because, again, when it gets hot outside, the temperature inside your vehicle gets even more extreme. So says that every year, countless pets die after being left in hot cars. Those who respond say that it's a race against time before a rescue can happen. So it says even on mild days, temperatures inside of a car rise rapidly. Inside of the car parked in a 70-degree weather can reach 100 degrees in just 20 minutes. On very hot days, temperatures inside the parked car can climb to 140 degrees in less than 1 hour. So while the dangers are clear, there are steps that pet owners can take to better protect their babies.
Don't do it unless you can keep the air conditioning on, unless you've got somebody in the car with your animal that can keep a watch on things. Even taking a risk about parking under a tree with the windows open is it's very risky.
So they recommend that if you are traveling with your animal on a hot sunny day, make a plan to keep them with you or have someone watch them at home. Thank God I got a very loud, obnoxious dog. Bo, like literally, there would never be a chance where I could forget him in the back seat because when I tell you, he just does not do well in car rides. But again, some parents, pet parents, don't have that luxury. They have really silent dogs in the back seat, or people who just essentially, I need to go into the store real quick, stay put puppy. So in those situations, again, you might want to be aware, very cautious because last thing anybody wants is to unfortunately stumble upon a grave mistake. So again, let this be a warning to everybody as the temperatures get high and it gets hotter and hotter. Sometimes you just got to make sure you have those plan B on standby to avoid any catastrophic situation, period. All right, let's get to this real quick. The Postal Service taking on more than just delivering mail. They're trying to help out people by stamping out hunger. So They'll be helping fight food insecurity thanks to a new partnership with Feeding Southwest Virginia. Two organizations are hoping to jumpstart the annual Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive. It's the nation's largest single-day drive happening this Saturday. You're encouraged to fill groceries in a bag, drop them off by your mail person, or dropped off by your mail person, and then leave them out Saturday to be picked up. They're hoping to get at least 200,000 pounds of food. So let's wish them the best, and I hope everybody who's participating in that can help them reach their goal. But speaking of which, check this out. Feeding Southwest Virginia Food Bank's getting more than $22,000 thanks to a local discount chain. Ollie's Bargain Outlet made the donation after a fundraising campaign in stores, raised a new record this year to support hungry families. More than 500 stores in 30 states participated. Ollie's has locations in Lexington, Lynchburg, Roanoke, Salem, and Martinsville. Shout out to everybody in the community stepping in to try to help those who are, on hard times right now. You never know, man. Like I said, the difference between people who need these kind of resources and yourself is a paycheck. And you hear that saying all the time. So when you have these resources available and whenever you contribute to helping people have these resources, it's going a long way. And that's one thing that I am super duper happy. I love when these stories like this come aboard, because you'll see online so many different GoFundMe and raising awareness type things for things like, issues that you wouldn't personally find that are very that important, but they're getting like millions of dollars of donations. Yeah, here I feel like we can do much better than this, but for what we do have, I think it's a blessing because it's going to go a long way for any kind of family. If you like theater, check it out, man. We got a cool thing for you right here. It says that the summer curtains are opening for a brand new community theater in downtown Roanoke. It's called Exit Pursued by a Bear. It's the wrong video, but it's okay. We're going to talk it out anyways, because you can find the story on our website at WSLS.com. But check this out. They got the theater's name as a nod to the stage direction made by William Shakespeare, which is something I didn't know and I thought was very, very cool. So it's called Exit Pursued by a Bear. You would know it online as Bear Theater, Roanoke Bear Theater or Bear Theater. But just a couple weeks, the Roanoke Bear Theater will have auditions for the first show called Crimes of Heart, which will open on July the 19th. So anytime there's a theater story or some type of extra activity that families can go to, or for people who are aspiring actresses, the actors, they can go out and try to, flex their muscle in that. That's cool. So shout out to them doing their thing, getting our theater community another outlet to give their gifts out to the public. I think that's always cool. So yeah, if you're interested in figuring out more about that, go to our website at WSLS.com. You can see how they're going to, I think, link up with the community high school, going to use their stage for rehearsals and performances. So it's always cool to see our community linked together, no matter what kind of organization it is. It's always a good deal. And again, it's actually a nonprofit, volunteer-based theater as well. So that goes to show you that, everybody is passionate about something, and whenever you can do two goods and kill two birds with one stone, you can make it happen. So right now, let's get to meteorologist Chris Michaels. Again, we've been talking about how gloomy it's been in the past couple days, and it seems like that gloomy weather is sticking around for a little bit longer. So let's get to meteorologist Chris Michaels with our Monday forecast.
Hey there, guys. Happy Monday to you. Scattered storms this afternoon, though not expecting anything severe. A lot of Tuesday is dry. It's the evening that could have a few hit or miss strong thunderstorms out there. Wednesday, we start with a few morning showers, but at night we'll watch a cluster dive in from northwest to southeast. That leftover boundary provides another chance for some stronger storms on Thursday. A lot of moving parts. We're going to walk you through each day on the Sprint right here on 10 News.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Of course, you guys keep this app handy because they're going to be letting you know where our different little rainy areas are. I personally can't wait to get home and sit on the couch and watch a TV show that I've been watching about. I'll tell you guys after the break what it is, and I hope all of you guys have been watching it. I'm not going to do any spoilers today, but the best time is to sit on the couch during a rainy day, have a glass of wine or whatever your favorite drink is, and just chill. That's what I'm looking forward to doing when I get off work. Either way, after the break, we got a lot of cool things things coming your way. For example, you remember last week we were talking about these zebras who decided they just was going to go on a whole little adventure on their own. Yeah, we got an update about that. We're also talking about a Harry Potter situation that a lot of people might be interested in, something going on for auction there. But we're going to talk about this as well. Again, this little guy decided that he wanted to go on a whole trip with a family, one that would have definitely caused a wreck if I was behind the wheel of the car. Yeah, we're talking about this, so much more coming your way. Do not go anywhere. We're live on the Sprint, WSLS.com. Welcome back to the Sprint, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, we're always having a good time. And even though this day might be a little gray outside, it's always time to smile when you're alive and well, got air in your lungs, and you're just spending time with the people you love the most. And if you're having lunch right now with me or dinner, you got your phone clicked on, man, I tell you, we are all about taking that break from the heavy news cycle of the day and just giving you guys the stories that make you feel good or at least can start a conversation of some sort. But for right now, I do want to talk about this because, again, it's an issue that we're seeing all over our country right now, and it kind of sucks a lot. I'm just going to be straight up with it. The anti-Semitism that is going around, different with the Israel-Hamas war that's happening right now, it's sickening to watch, but there's an event that definitely raises awareness about something that we should never forget in our history, and that is being the Holocaust. So although Holocaust was over 70 years ago, acts of anti-Semitism are still on the rise today. That's why dozens gathered at the Hope of Israel congregation for their annual Holocaust Remembrance event, an event held 2 weeks after Passover to remember and reflect on the horror of the Holocaust.
And especially for the younger generation. We always have a saying, never forget, and yet we do tend to forget. And so it's important for every generation to understand this, to know this. You'll see young children here, you'll see adults, you'll see people of all ages here, and it's important for us to never forget.
So through prayer, singing, and reflection, the congregation honors those who suffered, and they strive to make sure history is never forgotten. I like events like this. It kind of brings you back to reality of realizing that, man, that was a very awful, awful time in our history. And it's actually, despite it being so horrible, that's the one part of history that I was always interested in learning more about, because it just blows your mind of the hate that was spewed by the Nazis and Hitler, and how easy it was that people were just convinced that they were doing the right thing, and it's just so sucky to see the millions of lives taken, and again, when you see what's happening today on college campuses, all the drama that's taking place, and I'm saying this, I'm not trying to even start a political debate or anything like that. You know me, I'm always like, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, and I don't care what you say, hate is hate, and it's heartbreaking to see stuff like that spur up and bubble up, especially during political years, and I'm just like, can we just all take a step back, chill out, and make sure we don't repeat history? That's just in itself a simple request, I think. But speaking of the Holocaust, I will say there's this TV show that I've been watching, and you guys probably have heard of it. It's on Peacock. It's called Tattooists of Auschwitz. And when I tell you, this show has literally, I knew it was going to be good when I first watched it. It was a book, and then they made it into a series. But if you haven't seen it, it is really, really good. The way it's shot, it's done in a very unique way where you can see the PTSD from survivors of the Holocaust, but it also tells a love story that you would never expect to have happened. And I don't know, there's so many different elements in it that I am just like in awe about. I can't wait to finish it. I think I'm on episode 3 right now. I know Chris Michael said that he just started as well. So once I finish it, I might do a full review over what Tattooists of Auschwitz is. But if you guys haven't seen it, it's on Peacock. Check it out. All right, switching gears to more happier stories right now, or happy stories. A wealthy Harry Potter superfan about to spend some big bucks for a piece of wizarding history. Check it out. The original cover art for first edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, it's going up for auction soon. It's expected to set a record for Harry Potter item and up to $600,000. Author and illustrator Thomas Taylor created the original watercolor cover art. At just 23 years old, he created it in 2 days. Cover was used for several translated versions of the book, but it was not used for the U.S. edition of the book, which had the title of The Sorcerer's Stone. So you're a Harry Potter fan, man, you like following this type of stuff, check it out. I think it's interesting. Harry Potter is always something that I grew up watching with my sister. Every Christmas, there'd be a new movie that came out, and we would always make it a point to watch it around Christmas. Mom would have it as a present for us on Christmas Eve. But either way, it's cool. I love seeing this type of stuff because, again, stuff that started from a simple idea, and to see from that cover art to now you got theme parks and all this extra stuff. J.K. Rowling, man, that joker did it right, man. That's one chick that I'm just like, hashtag goals as far as making her dream come true. We got to get into this story. I think it's kind of funny because we first talked about it last week. You guys remember this one right here where those zebras were just on the highway doing their own little thing, and it looked like literally you were looking at some type of Madagascar scene? Well, get this. Here's an update to that story. You remember they found 3 of them, but one of them was still out and about. And you remember I was just like, I pray to God that nobody kidnapped the zebra or did anything stupid with it. Nope. Home skillet was found. Here we go. Zebra nearly week-long time on the run in Washington has come to an end. The mare was one of 4 zebras that had escaped from the trailer off Interstate 90 near North Bend last Sunday. The other 3 captured within a few hours, but the 4th zebra, named Shug, remained on the loose. Officials say Shug was finally found Friday evening in Riverbend, which is about 30 miles from Seattle. Zebra appeared to be in good condition, very happy. You can tell Home Skillet had a good time, and be transported to Montana, which is where the zebras were headed before they were making their great escape. But the fact that Shug knows she should have got back with her little friends. She's just like, y'all have fun. I'm still on vacation. So thank God Shug was found uninjured and having just a good time of her life. And I'm pretty sure if I could speak zebra, I would love to hear what the conversation is going to be like with her and the 3 other Home Skillet biscuits that tried to make the escape as well. All right, guys, let's get to this. Picture this. You're on the highway. You're driving. For one, I have a huge arachnophobia. Like, I have always said that's the way God is going to take me out, is if I'm driving and something just comes down, well, I'm out. I'm sorry. I will accept that defeat with full colors because there's something about a spider that just will make me forget everything. My mom is that way with snakes, and I know a lot of people are like that with snakes, but what would you do if you were driving along the highway and minding your own business, and all of a sudden you see this little guy right here? I say little, it's pretty big to me, but this dude decided he wants to hop on the trail. Cave Creek couple driving on the highway in Arizona discovered they had an extra passenger with them. Passenger, however, wasn't a human. Of course, you see it. It's a snake. Lauren and her husband found themselves riding along with what appeared to be a gopher snake, as they say. It looked like a rattlesnake a little bit to me. If you look at his little tail curled up a little bit. Either way, duo were driving to a friend's movie premiere. After about 45 minutes, they noticed something in the windshield, and the couple, they said they're used to seeing snakes based on where they live, but this was the first time seeing it on their car. Oh, God, I wouldn't even know what to do, but they were approaching their exit, fortunately, and then the snake, they let it slither off. I think they got some video of it slithering off real quick. I think it's right here when it just decided to make its exit right there. But it looks long, man. That mud looks big. Ain't no way in the world. And look, they just driving like they're just, I mean, I think all fear would just set in. Like, I'm like, he's going to get in. There's a way he's going to get through this windshield. Look at it. I look like a little rattlesnake. Look at the little tail curled up like that. But either way, glad they didn't flip the car like how I would have. And I'm glad nobody was injured in this process. But let's get Jazzy Jazz. Jazz, what would you do if you were driving along and you saw this little guy, and I say again, little, but this dude just chilling on your windshield?
Yeah, I would be with you on that one. I would be terrified. I don't know how they're being so calm, but I would not have been able to be that calm. I would try my very best, but that's horrifying because I get scared when even like little spiders and stuff land on me when I'm driving because I have a sunroof. So I'll push it open sometimes when I'm driving, and sometimes like bugs will fly in, bees and wasps, and spiders will fall through, and I have to like really talk myself through it. So I can only imagine a snake just chilling.
Oh, girl.
With him and he was looking.
Look at what, like, look, you about to see him, like, this dude gonna look directly at them. No, ma'am. I'm like, at this point, what do you even do? Do you even turn the wipers on? Like, I don't even know. Like, that's just terrifying. So, shout out to this couple. I know they're just like, we're used to seeing this, but I ain't nowhere in the world I could be that calm.
Yeah, kudos to them. Kudos to them.
Jazz, you actually joined, like, so the fun fact, I was able to get a ticket because we were supposed to go to Taco Rita's, but me being on late time, I actually, they ran out of tickets before I could get one, but one of our friends ended up not going, and I actually went, and I joined Jazz. So Jazz, it was a pretty cool Taco Rita's event this year, wasn't it?
Really nice, had really good music, really good food, and a nice crowd. So it was a really, really good time. I enjoyed myself.
Oh, yeah. No, Jazz had the best tacos. Like, literally, Jazz, what you talk about? What was this taco from? Because you were just like, man, if you could eat this every day, you would.
Oh, yeah, it was really good. It was cabo fish tacos, a nice, like, it was a honey salmon taco.
Ooh.
And I had another taco. I forgot what, it was from a tent. I forgot what the taco place was called. But it was extremely good. It was very flavorful,
sweet,
and seasoned, and it was just really, really good. So I did really enjoy myself. I love like just the atmosphere, the environment, the people, and it was just really nice. It was nice to get out in town and just celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, with them sweet tacos and stuff. So I know the tequila and all the shots, the margaritas, everything was just so fun. And we had a tamale. We shared a tamale, man. That was pretty good too.
Yeah, everything was so good. So I definitely want to go back next year.
Big time. Awesome sauce. Well, Jazz, thank you so much, girlie.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm no kidding. It was such a good event. Very, very successful. So I can't wait to see what they do with it next year, especially seeing it. Again, I'm all about having it at the Berglund Center, having it at the parking lot right there, because it was just really cool to have easy access to everything, being able to see everything, being able to see everybody. It was busy, but it wasn't overwhelming. Like, it was great. So, yeah. Great event. I hope everybody had a blessed weekend. Again, I hope we're all starting this week off on a very great note. Hopefully this week is going to go through successfully, and we'll be back at the weekend before you know it. But thanks so much for joining us today. Again, if you guys have anything you'd like to see added or said or talked about on the Sprint, please just drop it in the comment section. And you got something to say about the little snake dude who decided to ride on a car, send us whatever you need, man. We would love to have that back and forth with you because, again, we're all about chilling, relaxing, just taking a quick break before we ramp back up with all the news of the day. Either way, again, thanks so much for joining us on this Monday. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening on The Sprint at WSLS.com.